You've seen the ads. You've scrolled the Instagram pages. You've stood in the store, felt the fabric between your fingers, and thought, yeah, this is worth it. But here's what nobody tells you. Some of the most recognizable fashion brands in America, the ones with the biggest billboards, the loudest influencers, the longest lines, are quietly selling you something that falls apart after 8 washes. And in 2026, the game has gotten even more sophisticated. So today, we're not just calling out bad brands. We're teaching you how to see what you've been trained not to notice. Here's something the fashion industry doesn't want you to understand. A brand's reputation and a brand's quality are two completely different things. And in America, the gap between those two has never been wider. Think about how brand value actually gets built. It's not in the fabric. It's not in the stitching. It's in the story, the campaign, the celebrity wearing it, the limited drop that sold out in 4 minutes. Fashion branding is one of the most sophisticated psychological operations in modern retail. And most consumers are walking straight into it with their wallets open. Now, to be fair, not every popular brand is a fraud. Some of them genuinely earn their reputation. But some of them, they're coasting on legacy, logo recognition, and your inability to remember what good fabric actually feels like. In this video, we're going through 6 brands, 6 names you almost certainly recognize. And we're asking the question nobody asks out loud in the store: is this actually worth it? Let's go. Brand 1, Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren is America's dream dressed in linen. The brand has spent 50 years building one of the most aspirational identities in fashion history. Old money, country clubs, the kind of life where your weekend involves a sailboat. And for a long time, that image was backed by product. But here's what's shifted. The iconic Polo Ralph Lauren t-shirt, the one that defined a generation of American casual wear, is now largely produced in Bangladesh, Vietnam, and Cambodia. That alone isn't a disqualifier. Plenty of quality clothing comes from those regions. The problem is what's changed inside the garment. Cotton blends have crept in where 100% cotton used to live. Collar construction on the classic polo has thinned. Longtime customers have flagged something specific. The shirt doesn't hold its shape through repeated washing the way it did a decade ago. The collar curls, the chest pocket loses its crispness. For $98 to $145 on a basic polo, that's a problem. Where Ralph Lauren still delivers is in their Purple Label and RRL lines. The upper tier stuff made with significantly more attention. But that's $400 territory. And most people aren't buying Purple Label. They're buying the mass market line, carrying the same logo, and getting a fraction of the pedigree. The brand is coasting, and the logo is covering the cracks. Brand 2, Michael Kors. If Ralph Lauren is old money, Michael Kors is new money. And it shows. In its prime, Michael Kors represented accessible luxury, a handbag that felt expensive without the Chanel price tag, a watch that looked like it cost 3 times what you paid. The brand had a real positioning, and it worked. Then came the department store flood. Michael Kors made a business decision in the 2010s that they're still paying for in 2026, mass distribution. The brand expanded aggressively into outlet malls, department store clearance racks, and discount retail. What was once accessible luxury became just accessible. The leather on their handbags, a core product, is widely reported by consumers to be heavily coated PU leather or low-grade genuine leather with a plastic finish. It looks the part in the store. 60 days of real use later, peeling, cracking, corners separating. Their ready-to-wear has similar issues. Fabric weights feel insubstantial. Zippers catch. Lining quality is inconsistent across their product range. And the pricing, $250 to $400 for a jacket, $300 to $500 for a bag, sits in a bracket where you can find genuinely better constructed alternatives. Michael Kors isn't the worst brand on this list, but it might be the biggest misrepresentation of value. You're paying for a logo that has been diluted so aggressively, it no longer means what you think it means. Brand 3, True Religion. True Religion had one of the most dramatic rises in American fashion, And one of the most instructive falls. In the mid-2000s, that horseshoe logo on the back pocket was cultural currency. The brand built its entire identity on premium denim. Heavier weight, distinctive stitching, a feel that justified the 200-plus price tag. And early True Religion was good. Dense, selvage-adjacent denim. Bold construction, a silhouette that defined an era. Then the brand went bankrupt. Twice. What emerged from those restructurings is a fundamentally different product wearing the same logo. Current True Religion denim has been widely criticized for using lighter-weight denim that lacks the substance the brand was built on. The stitching is still decorative. The horseshoe is still there. But the integrity underneath it has softened considerably. The denim doesn't break in the way premium denim should. It loosens, it loses structure, and it ages poorly. For $100 to $180, which is what True Religion still charges, you are buying a brand memory. You're paying for what this product used to be. And that might be the clearest example of brand legacy doing the work that product quality no longer can. Let's stop here, because there's something bigger happening across all three of these brands, a pattern that explains almost everything wrong with American fashion in 2026. It's called brand equity extraction. Here's how it works. A brand spends years, sometimes decades, building genuine quality and reputation. Consumers trust it. The logo means something. Then at some point, the business makes a calculation. We can reduce production costs, increase distribution volume, and the logo will carry us. And for a while, it works. Consumers keep buying. Revenue goes up. Margins improve. But quality quietly declines. Consumer trust erodes. And by the time the market catches up, by the time the reviews turn, the returns spike, the brand becomes a punchline. The damage is already done. The brands that avoid this trap have one thing in common. They treat their product as their primary brand asset. Not the logo, not the campaign. The actual object you hold in your hands, that's the standard. And the next brands on this list, they fall short of it in ways that cost you real money. Brand 4 Coach. Coach built its name on American leather craftsmanship, thick, burnished, full-grain leather goods made in New York. The original Coach bag from the 1970s was a genuinely exceptional object. The kind of thing that lasted 30 years and looked better for it. That brand still exists in the marketing. The product? Less so. Modern Coach has shifted heavily toward coated canvas and Coach leather, a term that has become increasingly vague in its actual material specifications. Customer reviews consistently note that bags purchased in the $300 to $500 range show wear, peeling, and hardware tarnishing within 12 to 18 months of regular use. The brand has made efforts to elevate certain lines. The Heritage Collection shows genuine improvement in material sourcing, but the core, accessible product range, which is where most consumers shop, remains inconsistent in a bracket where inconsistency is unacceptable. Brand 5 Guess. Guess operates on pure aesthetic, and for a long time that was enough. The brand's visual identity is sharp, instantly recognizable, and has remained remarkably consistent across 4 decades. But in 2026, Guess sits in an uncomfortable middle ground, priced above fast fashion, delivering below what that price implies. Fabric composition across their denim and ready-to-wear lines leans heavily on synthetic blends. Polyester, rayon, elastane combinations that prioritize stretch and color vibrancy in the store over long-term durability in the wardrobe. Seam construction on their shirts and jackets receives consistent criticism for early fraying and poor stress point reinforcement. The brand's strength is styling. Its weakness is everything underneath it. Brand 6, PVH, Calvin Klein Mainline. Calvin Klein is complicated, and that complexity is exactly why it makes this list. The legacy of Calvin Klein is real. The creative direction, the cultural impact, the advertising that redefined how Americans think about denim and underwear, all of it is legitimate. But Calvin Klein in 2026 exists as 2 entirely different brands under one name. The mainline and the $30 t-shirts, the $80 jeans you find at department stores, is now a PVH Corporation mass product. It has very little in common, materially or in construction, with the Calvin Klein that built the name. Cotton weights are light. Dye quality on their denim fades unevenly. Stitching on knitwear loosens faster than comparable products at the same price. The 205W39 and NYC and premium Calvin Klein lines are different, genuinely considered, carefully made. But those aren't what most people are buying when they see the logo. Most people are buying the ghost of a brand, and ghosts don't keep you warm. So here's what you actually do with this information. The next time you're standing in a store or scrolling a product page, you stop looking at the logo first. You look at the fabric composition label. If it reads 60% polyester in a product priced above $100, that's your answer. You check the seams. Turn the garment inside out. Are they clean, reinforced at stress points, or are they serged with minimum investment and maximum speed? You research the line, not just the brand, because most major brands in 2026 operate across multiple quality tiers under the same name. Knowing which tier you're buying from is the difference between a wardrobe investment and an expensive mistake. And finally, you separate the story from the substance. Because in fashion, the story is free, the billboards are free, the influencer post costs them money, not you. What costs you money is the product, and the product should be able to stand up completely alone, without the logo, without the campaign, without the cultural mythology. If it can't, you already know what to do.